Good morning, everybody. Uh-oh. Good morning. I did not mean to cause any feedback. Didn't mean to cause any feedback. So we got quite a bit going on. Of course, we're in day 8 of the government shutdown. We're not any closer to having any resolution. Republicans are still lying, still pretending that everything's okay when it's not okay. Nothing has changed there. They're continuing to still try to deflect. Now, I heard something this morning on CNN. There was a Republican congressman that was being interviewed this morning on CNN. And the Republican congressman said, I have always been an employer. I come from a family of employers. And hold on, let me move this thing here. I might have to take off my sweatshirt so that I don't keep fading. Hold on. I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna take off this sweatshirt so I don't keep fading into the background. The system is confused. It's like, wait, who are you? Hey, Ray, good morning to you. So this Republican congressman said he wants to get health insurance back to being tied to your job. See? Because they want you to be trapped in jobs that you hate just so you can have insurance. They don't like the fact that your insurance is portable. They don't like that because then you have more power, and they don't like that. You say, yeah, it is the law for government employees to get back pay, but Donald Trump's been breaking the law the entire time, and Republican Congress ignores it. So y'all think that the law matters now? Hey, Zarvis, good morning. The law doesn't matter, y'all. The law doesn't matter because Trump walks around it like it's nothing. Have any of you seen that footage of Stephen Miller on CNN yesterday where he slipped up and told the world that the president has full unfettered power? He can do whatever he wants to do. See? Republicans love big government. They just don't like it when liberals are in charge. Yeah, that's Trump Stein. I was just waiting to see if anybody would notice it. Yeah, that is Trump Stein. Ain't no different than Trump. You say it matters to and for everyone except him. Exactly. But the reason why we're on day 8 of a shutdown is because Republicans refuse to negotiate and they want to take everybody's health insurance. I saw this morning, hold on. Top 10 states where healthcare costs will increase. Are not extended. Hold on, I want to check something because I was listening to it on the radio this morning, right? Now, these are the top states that are to be impacted if the federal government, the top 5 states to be impacted if the federal government, right, does not renew the subsidies for the ACA, right? I hate that I get this feedback. I don't know why I get it sometimes, but I do, and it drives me mad. Okay, so number 1 is Alaska. Alaska is expected to see their health insurance premiums rise 346%. Good morning, user 229. 346% increase in healthcare premiums. Y'all just tell me who's sitting around with money like this. Another one, Mississippi. Enrollees for healthcare in Mississippi could see their premiums increase 314%. 314%. Who can afford that shit in Mississippi? In California, the average premium cost among those with financial assistance would increase by 122%. Florida is projected to experience a 132% increase in average premium costs. Florida's already fucked up. They can't afford to be having healthcare issues too. Then on top of that, Texas could see a 289% rise in average premium costs. Pay attention. Rich people, they're trying to bankrupt you. The rich want everything. Now, this congressman said on TV this morning, this Republican congressman, he said, We want health insurance back tied to your employer. Remember how it was back in the day before the ACA? The only place you could get insurance that was affordable or any way to even get it was through your job. You couldn't get insurance no other way. There was no marketplace you could go to. There was none of that. You just had to be tied to a job that you fucking hated so you could keep insurance. See, the rest of us know that because we've been around long enough to remember what that was. Say it again, Zarvis. People can't afford a 100% increase. But I guess MAGA can because MAGA voted for this. So I don't want to hear not one fucking maggot talk about, oh, somebody need to save us. Yeah, the somebody is Republicans, but they ain't going to save you. Republicans are not going to save you. If you're sitting around waiting for Republicans to save you, you ain't going to never have no health insurance. Republicans have done nothing for the past 30 years but spend all their time trying to destroy health insurance. They see health insurance as a for-profit business. And if you're not willing to allow those health insurance companies to make, record profits, well, then you're just not a good American. This is insane. Whatever happened to caring about America? These elected officials don't care about America. And I want to be clear with you so that you understand what you're dealing with. It is not just Donald Trump. Donald Trump is a symptom of a bigger issue. That is the Republican Party. See, Donald Trump is a symptom of the Republican Party as a whole. Everybody want to focus on Trump, Trump, Trump. Listen, and I love to poke fun at Trump because Trump is easy. That's easy to poke fun at. But at the end of the day, the real issue is the entire Republican Party. They don't like America. They don't like working class Americans. They like rich people with a lot of money, and they like big businesses. And they do everything in society to tear up everything for you and me so big businesses can have more power and control over our lives. You say Trump and rich people hold stocks in 401k. Yeah, they do. And insurance companies. Yeah, Republicans love the rich. And until you all wake up and understand that the people, if you have elected any Republicans to Congress, especially, your local congressman, you elected any Republican as a senator, they don't work for you, baby. They'll lie to you and pretend that they work for you, but they always work for the Heritage Foundation and people like that. Always. Always. Now, let me stop for a second because I saw somebody say that. Listen, thank you for joining me this morning. Thank you for joining me this morning. I appreciate you being here. Thank you for stopping by my live. You could have been anywhere, but you chose to be here, so I appreciate that. I also want to say that don't forget to check out the Straight No Chaser podcast. New episodes will pop today. Okay? New episodes will be out today. All right? Today's episode is all about the lies you were taught and how those lies shaped your life. Whether it was relationships, money, your government, the justice system, whatever. Oh, isn't that picture golden? A lot of companies are going to go bankrupt, but understand just because companies go bankrupt doesn't mean rich people lose their money. Rich people don't lose their money at all. They just find another place to put it. Because see, when companies go under, you just let it go under. You can write off a lot of those losses. Not all of them, but you can write off a lot of losses and they just start new companies. Yeah, a lot of people file bankruptcy, but how rich people do it is markedly different than how we do it. That's what y'all still not understanding. How rich people do bankruptcy is markedly different than how we do bankruptcy. It's not the same bankruptcy, beloved. It's not the same bankruptcy. And until America wakes up, yep, you're going to have a lot of foreclosures and bankruptcies. And you know what the difference is now with all those foreclosures and bankruptcies? See, way back in the day, you only had you just had the Rockefellers, right? Now you got dozens of millionaires. You got a lot more billionaires. So you got a lot of people with a lot more money that can buy up your house when it gets foreclosed on, your land, buy your car, buy they this rich people love when they're suffering because they get rock bottom deals and they get to own more stuff. And your government has worked very hard to ensure that companies get to own every facet of your life. See, big government is in with it on in the mix with these companies. Understand that big government's in the mix with these companies. It lets Disney run around and buy up everything, which should not ever be allowed to happen. See, I'm old enough to remember when the government broke up Bell, the telephone company. I'm old enough to remember that, where the government said, no, 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 we can't have a monopoly on telephone service. So they broke it up. They forced that company to break up. They ain't have no choice. Fast forward to 2025. You ain't got that many options no more. You're right back to where you started eons ago. Think about it. You have one supplier for your electricity. You have one supplier for your water. You have one supplier for your natural gas. Hey, warrior, go grease those knees because you're on them. Bye, beloved. Don't come in here with that. I don't allow no conservatives in here if you can't come on your own account. Don't be no punk. Don't be no sucker. So if you come on anything less than your real account, I will block you. Unlike Trump, I don't like weak people. Trump loves the weak, and he also loves the uneducated. I don't like uneducated people, and I don't like weak folks. So this isn't a place for you. If you get all sensitive and your feelings get hurt when I say something and all that shit, if your feelings get hurt, this is not the place for you. I guarantee, right? I'm trying to help you. This is not the place for you because I'm more conservative than y'all. Trust me on this. Conservatives are not real conservatives. For those that met me earlier this year for the first time, you know I've been saying from the beginning, I am more conservative than any conservative you've ever met. And I'm a liberal. And I'm a liberal. Conservatives say they fake conservatives. They're just tribalists. They're cultists. That's what they are tied to. The cultism that is Trumpism. That's what they're tied to. Yeah, you conservative too. See, that's the thing. I am conservative, and see, this is very true in a lot of black communities. I am conservative, but I am very liberal in a lot of other ways. I do not believe in government being all up in my business, trying to tell me what to do all day and night. But I also believe there is a place for government. Government needs to regulate businesses so they can't overrun our lives, right? Government needs to keep costs in line, keep inflation in check, stop monopolies from happening. They need to have a very good infrastructure so we have great bridges, great tunnels, great roads. We should have high-speed rail in America. If you had a great government, you'd already have high-speed rail. And trust me, other countries have it. Japan has high-speed rail. But America still don't. We still don't. We still over here living like it's 1989. This is ridiculous. Our internet is trash in America. We're so far behind other countries. I need y'all to step into reality, right? Step into reality. And we're behind due to ignorance. And you got people who don't like to feel like they're not important, like they're not in power. They don't care about the greater good of America moving to the next level. They just want to fight to be in charge. That's why we're behind. That is why we're behind. Racism, misogyny, xenophobia, all those things have helped to keep America behind. Real talk. That's the shit that always is going to keep us behind. Always. America, wake up. They're trying to take your health insurance. They're trying to take your health insurance all the way back to being tied to your job. So when you quit that job, you ain't got no insurance. except if you have another job. But you got to watch the timetable to make sure you don't have no lapse in coverage. Hey, dog of mine always yelling. I tell you, this damn Scrappy Doo of mine, one of these dogs of mine. Shut up, dog. I tell you, this dog of mine. I swear she can't have dementia because she younger than the old dog. But she could have dementia. But I don't think it's that. It's heifer always doing something. Sorry, I had to segue real quick because I'm so sick of her. How you gonna bark at people that live in the house that you live in that you see every damn day? Okay. I think Heidi now is about 5 or 6 years old. She old enough to know better. She old enough to know. Look, y'all, and I'm starting to implement something new, right? Because y'all know I do TikTok shop too, because I ain't got no job, right? So I be out here hustling. So now I do Look, I got some commercial breaks too. Look, watch this. Look, my girlfriend mentioned this to me yesterday. She said, "Girl, do commercial breaks." I said, "You know what? You're onto something. Listen, we're gonna stop for a quick segue, for a quick commercial break, real quick. Okay, y'all see these uh, uh, um, incense for your car? These are pretty. These are really good. I like these because they last a long time, and I've been buying them for a minute ever since I started buying them. But this one particular incense I want to tell you about that's in this winter pack called Sweater Season. Sweater Season smells like Creed. Okay, so if you want your car to smell like nice, good, luscious Creed, check out my showcase and pick up these. All right, now let's get back to our regularly scheduled program. Listen. We got a laugh track. We got commercial breaks. Listen. It is what it is. Okay. I was talking to one of my creditors this morning, talking like, "Hey, I'm gonna need to lower this payment starting in November because neither one of us are working in here." You want to know what Michael B. Jordan smells like? Creed. He smells like Creed. So you said me here taking over the stores. Not maybe in your area, not in my area. They aren't. Man, I'm gonna have to start doing them sponsored episodes. Chill. I don't. How do I link the product in the live, y'all? Oh, I see. Let me link it. I'm linking it for y'all right now. Okay, I added it to the live. All right, so it's there. But for me, honestly, and again, don't get anything if you don't need it. Don't be buying stuff just to be buying stuff. Don't do that. I'm not one of those people. If you need it, get it. If you don't. Okay? Listen, I like me too. And I'm all for y'all liking me. But you ain't got to like me so much that you spend money you don't need to spend. I'm not asking you to do that. But I do these segues because if somebody is interested, they can do it. Am I on Good Pods? No, I've never heard of Good Pods. Is that where they have podcasts on Good Pods? Because I've never heard of it, but I'll check it out. There's some other places I need to start putting my podcast, like Apple and stuff like that, that my podcast isn't on, that I need to get it on. All right, so I want to go back to what I was saying about the ACA, right? So y'all Republicans are trying to take your health insurance. I need you to wake up, okay? I need you to wake up. America is too focused, right? I think in many ways, I find it really odd that Americans are so relaxed when they're watching their country being run into the ground. That's interesting to me. You know what I mean? That you watch your country run into the ground by people who don't care about you, who Don't and thank you, Kiera. I appreciate that. Let me know what you think about those incidents. I'm telling you, sweater season smell like Creed. I'm sure of it. Sweater season smells like Creed. Trust me on this. This nose is unbeaten. What did Biden mean when he said build back better? Was he talking about Dearborn, Michigan, Minnesota? He was talking about everything, Tim, but you won't get to know because you can't stay in my live. Bye, Tim. Try harder, Tim. See, that's the thing about MAGA. MAGA isn't, they don't read books. I'm going to say it like that. They don't read books. So just when they think they're being so smart and so crafty with me, block. Come on now. You got 21 followers, sir. Why are we talking about Joe Biden? Joe Biden is not president. Donald Trump is president of the United States. Let's deal with that. Let's just deal with it. Let's just deal with it. And what we have to deal with is this. Y'all, they're coming after your insurance. I'm saying it as a person with multiple sclerosis, right? Where my biggest fear all the time was I had to keep a job. Because if I lose my job, I lose my health insurance. And if I lose my health insurance, I'm never going to get any more coverage for my MS. See? I'm never going to get any more coverage for my MS because that's how pre-existing conditions used to work. That even if they did cover you on the insurance, they would say, but we're not going to cover any of this stuff because it was pre-existing. Y'all going to learn. Yep, they're going to take out those pre-existing protections too. So that insurance companies can either reject you or make the insurance so expensive that you can't even afford it. So you essentially are back to using an emergency room as your doctor. That's why when you go to the hospital, it's so crowded. You got so many people in the hospital that have to use an emergency room like a regular doctor's office because they don't have insurance. They don't have no insurance. Yep, hypertension is a pre-existing condition. Diabetes. Hell, let your baby be born a preemie. That's a pre-existing condition, beloved. Yeah. They don't care that your baby was just born. Whatever ailments your baby or health conditions your baby ends up having, say your baby was born a preemie. All that is considered pre-existing. Y'all need to wake up. Rich people don't like you. They want more of your money. They want more of your money. Remember when you used to be able to go on a vacation, even if it was once a year? Remember when you could do that? Remember when you could go out to dinner and it probably cost you 30, 40 bucks? Remember when you could do that? Those days are gone. Remember when you could go to the store and get chicken wings for 50 cents a pound, 99 cents a pound? Them days is over. It's never coming back. That's never going to happen for you again. Remember when you used to go buy potato chips and they were $1 and some change? That's never happening again. Now you're paying $5, $6, $7, $8 for potato chips. Potato chips. That's where we are now in America, y'all. Wake up. They're going to take your insurance if you don't buck back. That's a guarantee. That is a guarantee. That is the exact reason why the Republican Congress is working so hard to destroy your life. Yep. Say it again, Carm. Now they got these small potato chip bags out here for your lunch. They used to be 2 for $1. Not no more. Not no more. And even if you can't, I can still find the 2 for $1 ones in my little corner store, but they only got like 6 chips in the bag. It's not even worth it. The bag is more air than it is chips. Oh, they coming for the ACA. Ain't no will. They already coming for it. That's one of the reasons why you have this shutdown. Because Democrats are saying hell to the no. Y'all going to extend those damn subsidies. And Republicans don't want to do that. They want to cut you off, force you to have to pay higher rates, and then pretend like they don't know how it happened. Ultimately, the real goal is for you to have to be having insurance tied to your employer. I heard a Republican talk about it on the news this morning. He said the quiet part out loud. We want people to be able to, the only way they're getting in their insurance is tied to their employer. And y'all got to remember, you're fighting corporations now because the Supreme Court said corporations are people too. This is another reason why the regular working class American is losing, because you're fighting against corporate America, and corporate America are considered people when it comes to Congress. Boom. See? You say employers are choosing bad plans. Yep, high deductibles. Yep, and they're not going to pay for that GLP-1. Now, I did see some news about GLP-1s. Costco is going to be offering the sale of GLP-1s in their pharmacy for their membership customers, even without a prescription, for $500 a month. So just FYI, for those that take the GLP-1s, and you may end up being interested in the GLP-1s, Costco is going to be selling them in their stores. Yep, with no prescription. Because Costco sees what's happening. Yep, Costco sees what's happening. Costco said, hey, we going to help out people. We care about our customers. So we going to help our customers. I read that article the other day. I just hadn't done a video on it, but I'll do a video on that because I didn't think, honestly, it was that it was that big of a deal, because I don't take GLP-1s, but I'll make a video about it so people know and share the sources, because I read it the other day and when that program is supposed to get started. Costco, yes, Costco pays a lot per hour. I applied over there. My daughter applied over there, but we've got no calls or anything like that, because I know everybody's looking to get a job at Costco in these parts, because their pay is decent. Yeah, a lot of the big places are going to help out Zarvis. But for those of you on GLP-1s, Costco is going to be a place that you can go and get it for wholesale prices with no prescription. That is a big win. That's a big win. That is a big win. Because I keep telling y'all, there's no money in a cure. And see, GLP-1s get you healthier, right? Because you lose weight, and by proxy, because you lose that weight, right? It changes how your body functions, right? Can I tell you something? Your health insurance company really don't want you to get healthier. Mm-mm. They really don't. There is money in sickness. There is money in sickness. I'll check out BJ's too, Ariel. Look, I'm making a note. Check. I'll check them today. GLP-1s aren't the best, but they help people who struggle with weight to get it off. That's my point. They help people with weight issues to at least peel off that first batch of weight. But I'm telling you, there's no money in a cure. If you really want to take control of your life, you better change what you eat. You better change. Listen, and I eat bad things all the time, but it's called moderation. But you got to switch up, because I'm telling you, all of these companies, look at that. Look at how they make the food. The food don't even taste the same. It don't even taste the same. You say, didn't they stop Americans from crossing into Canada? I don't know if they did stop Americans, but I know that the borders are very contentious places to be. So now you won't have to do that. You can go to Costco. Yeah, you can go to Costco and get it from there. You join the YMCA for $50 a month. That's smart. The YMCA is a great organization. Yep, I remember how real hamburgers used to taste too. Real food used to taste different. But it doesn't taste like that now, because most of this stuff now is, byproducts and other stuff. Thank you so much, Rodney, for getting the car air fresheners, and let me know how it works for you. Seriously, I'm telling you, this sweater season, listen, I keep this in my office. I haven't even put this in my car because this shit smell like Creed, and I love to smell it all the time. Creed smells delicious. The price is disrespectful, but it smells good. But the winter fall season of stuff smells good, right? I like the other summer, spring car fresheners, but to me, this winter pack is weird. The winter fall pack is weird. That's sad. Yeah, processed food, yeah, has a longer shelf life, but it's not good for your body. If something can sit on a shelf for 3 months and not expire, what do you think it's doing in your gut? Yep, them GMOs are bad. You know it's bad when a company wants to own all seeds. Monsanto, if you're listening, you know why they want to own seeds? Real seeds? Because that's who controls the food. When you control the seeds, you control the food, right? And slowly but surely, and say, Eduardo, you're right. And slowly but surely, they're killing us with this bad food. You know why? Because they want to make cheap profit, and cheap processed food is easier to produce. That's just a fact. That's just a fact. I told my daughter this morning, she was like, how come y'all don't buy quick stuff to cook no more? I said, because processed food is too expensive, and frankly, it ain't good for you. If you want something to eat, take out some meat, and you're going to have to cook. That's the bottom line. If you don't want to eat the leftovers from the food that I cooked in the refrigerator, you're going to have to plan, and you're going to have to cook. Those are your only options. You don't have no other options. Gone are the days of cheap processed food. Quiet as kept. Cheap processed food is one of the reasons why America has this huge obesity problem now. Because it pumped out all of this cheap processed food all across America. Sodas, junk food, all types of processed food with additives and preservatives and chemicals and all this stuff. Fast forward to now, why you think so many Americans are sick? Why you think you got so many obesity problems in America? It's the food. It all goes back to the food. And because these companies want more and more and more profits, they're going to cut more and more corners. I saw a fabulous video yesterday on TikTok. It was a long form video too. I think the video was like 3 or 4 minutes. It was a good video. And I don't know if you guys have seen this video, but search for this video on TikTok and watch it. It was talking about Sysco Foods, SYSCO Foods, and talking about why is it that no matter what restaurant you go to, no matter what portion of the country you're in America, if you order certain food, it all tastes the same. And it all tastes the same because it's all supplied by the same supplier, Sysco. And it talked about how Sysco went through all over these decades since the 70s, and they have bought up all these different companies. You know, they've sucked up all of their competition. It's only 3 big suppliers left. That's it. That's it. Yep. I'm going to watch that Cisco expose. I'm going to watch that. And I suggest you guys watch it too, because it's going to tell you where your food's coming from. Hold on for a second, y'all. Bella Mae Jackson has gotten up. I got to let the queen out. I got to let out the queen. Okay, bro. Here you go. Go ahead. This cat of mine, she's always in here for the first half of this show, but then she leaves. She be like, I'm out of here. Okay? I've had enough of this talk of bills and money. I don't pay no damn bills. She living her best fucking life. This cat, she's living her best life because she ain't got to do nothing. Yeah, that's Bella Mae Jackson. I'm black. You know, all my animals have full names. I got Bella Mae Jackson. I got Heidi Mae Jackson, and they're not related because one's a cat and one's a dog. Then I got Russ Dingle Miller. Then I got Pickles Jean Miller, and then I got John Giovanni Wick. Listen, if you're not giving your animals a middle name, you don't love them. Okay? Because in black households, we talk to our animals like they should know better, right? I say to my animals multiple days a week, you were raised better than this. I expect you to act accordingly. Only in black households do we walk up to animals, we walk up to a dog and go, you smell like a dog. You need a bath. We can't have that in here. No, he's really that tall. Y'all like little Stephen Miller up there? Ain't he so cute? He's so cute. Look at little bitty me. Oh. You have a fish named Lamont. Listen. Black people, that's just what we do. We name our animals and we have discussions with our animals. Listen, my cats know we don't jump on counters in here. My cats don't do that because they already know. We don't jump on counters. We don't jump on tables. We don't do that shit in here. I don't know what you're used to, but not in here. In here, we stay on the floor. At the most, I'll let you get into bed. That's it. Now, you can lay with me, but you can't do nothing else with me. We don't do that here. You either, Lori? Yeah, we don't do that here. I can't speak for other people, but not here. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No, ma'am. No, sir. And look, let me show this again. Let me stop for a quick commercial break so that TikTok don't try to flag me and claim I got something linked that I'm not showing. Car incense. I'm telling you, these fall, winter scents, the sweater season smells like Creed. Get the sweater season, smell it, and tell me what you think. I'm telling you, it smells like Creed. I ain't lying. I ain't gonna lie about that. I love shit that smells good. You've been trying to message me back here on the app, Matthias. I haven't been suspended. Now, what I can tell you is this. There are a lot of people creating fake accounts on me using my likeness. If you get a message from me asking you for crypto money, asking you to donate to something, I am never going to send you a message saying any of that stuff. Anything you see from me will be in a live event here on TikTok, or it will be in a video that I did, or it will be on my Patreon. You're not going to just see it on TikTok. You know, I ran into a lady's video that talked about bot accounts on here or fake accounts, and she gave a way of reporting them or getting those accounts removed, but it's not the standard way. It's a long way. My account's not suspended, Matthias. It's not suspended. I'm fine. You had to block accounts for that? Yeah. Because, see, a lot of scammers, now that they see that people see me and trust me, they figure they could use my likeness to then get you to do something. You said it won't let me reply back to you. That's a TikTok thing. I'm not sure why. Yeah, that's a TikTok thing, Matthias. It's probably the one that was spoofing you. Could be. Could be. But they can spoof all they want to. But you know, the thing is this. Yeah, I got your screenshots, Kim. And I made the report through that other, because TikTok has another way that you can report to get rid of these types of accounts that they're more inclined to shut them down. If you just hit the report button on something and go that way, they're not going to shut it down that way. They never do. Yeah, try to message me again. If we're not friends, it may go into that other mailbox. But I'm making a note to check messages from the easiest way, especially if it's a video you want me to see, is to tag me in the video and I can see it because TikTok will filter it as somebody tagged me in a video and I can easily more get to that. Because I get a lot of junk mail on TikTok. I get a lot. And it becomes my mailbox just becomes something I can't manage on TikTok. I just can't manage it. I'm being honest. I can't manage it. So I check it, but I don't check it consistently enough. But if anybody is contacting you to ask for crypto money, to ask for any kind of money, it's not me. I don't do that. I would never slide in your DMs and ask you for money. I'm not built like that. I'm just keeping it all the way a buck. I'm not built that way. To slide in your thing and be like, hey boo, you mind sending me some money on Cash App? No, I will never do that. You got the crypto money message? Yeah, a couple of people told me. It worked, so I guess it was a fake account or something. Yeah, it was fake. Yeah, that other one had to be fake. I only have two accounts on TikTok. I have this main account, and then I have one more account called Majobu for Life with the number 2 on it. That's it. And I only got like about a little over 2,000 followers on that account because I don't post over there very often. And I don't post any political stuff on that account. So nothing on that account is political. Everything on that account is either about my garden or other stuff that's going on that I'm talking about, but none of it's about politics or news or shit like that. Mm-mm. You say you got one yesterday saying got a great opportunity for you. Yeah, an opportunity to take your fucking money, Zarvis. That's what they'll do. When you look at the email they use, that also tells you they're fake. That is true. Yep, an email will always tell you. You can usually tell accounts are fake in the videos that are on the account, the type of engagement on the account. You can tell. You just got to dig. You just got to look at the page. Yeah, the usernames help a lot, but that's how you can tell. And the best thing you can do, you can report them, but reporting them through the report function is not going to get their account taken down. There's another way you have to do it. There's a web page you go to for TikTok where you can put them all in and do stuff like that. What I do a lot of times too is block people. Just block them. Block their ass. Because they want to be exposed to you. And if they can't get to you, then there's no value in the account. So expose them. I mean, block them. I'm sorry. Just block them. Now, let me see something real quick. I'm checking something. And at around about 10:15, 10:30, I'm going to head on over to Patreon this morning because we always do an unfiltered, uncensored after show or another live show over on Patreon after this show. On Friday, I have Freebie Friday because we do an hour here and then we do an hour of a live uncensored show over on Patreon. If you're interested in it, click the link in my profile and come on over and sign up for Patreon. Also, if you have not put in your comments or suggestions for a movie for October, you need to, because the poll for October closes. The poll for October closes tomorrow. Okay, so because then I'm going to be putting up. The post for October closes tomorrow because then I'm going to be putting up the poll with all of the suggestions for movies for October. I haven't had a chance to. The bread turned out wonderful, Kirby, and we're actually doing another bread baking session on Saturday because folks asked for it, and we had a great. As picking the wheat from the chosen one. What? I don't even know what that. I don't know what that means, beloved. So I'm gonna have to block you because I don't know. What you sound like. I watched the first episode, Kim. I need to get to the second episode of the Charlie Sheen stuff. I'm gonna try to watch it today. That Charlie Sheen shit is crazy, y'all. If you haven't seen the Charlie Sheen documentary, you need to watch it. You need to watch the Charlie Sheen documentary if you haven't seen it. You sincerely. That shit. I saw Heidi I saw them preview her in episode 1, looking like a crypt keeper. Quiet as kept. Can I be honest? Heidi Fleiss really didn't look any different than she looked back in the day. Because she didn't look all that good back then. Let's keep it a buck. She never looked really good. She'd always looked kind of gaunt and too thin. Always. Always. So anybody saying Heidi Fleiss fell off, I'm like, fell off? She was never on. What? Heidi never looked good. She just knew how to make money. That Heidi's a hustler. She know how to make money. That's the one thing I can say about Heidi Fleiss. Heidi Fleiss knows how to make money. She a hustler. She'll always make money. She was only 27 back then. Yeah, but proving she was a rough looking 27, was she not? A rough looking 27, okay? Okay. Okay. Say it again, Zarvish. Heidi looked like she fell off a couple trucks. Okay? Fell off a couple trucks onto some graveled pavement that was covered in small shards of glass. Rough. Okay? Rough. All right? Look, you thought she was older than that back then, Valerie. No. Just old looking. Because she didn't take care of herself then. You see what I'm saying? As Dave's is saying, but she was always a hustler. Heidi Fleiss always been a hustler. And she probably still got some hustle going. She ain't gonna talk about it in no documentary. But I bet you Heidi Fleiss ain't broke. I can guarantee you that. Heidi Fleiss doing okay for herself. She doing okay for herself. Life ain't what it was, but it damn sure ain't horrible. Trust and believe. See, a hustler is always going to hustle. And a hustler is always going to make a way out of no way. That's Heidi Fleiss. Quiet as kept, hell, that's Charlie Sheen. Look at him now. He's doing documentaries talking about his life. But if you have not seen, you said not with all those pairs. It depends, Kim, if she's selling them, but you're right, though. You're right. But think about it. Who else going to hang around Heidi Fleiss like that except for birds? Except for animals? Come on, she's no looker. She's no looker. What happened to her face? Sun, aging, lack of sunscreen. This is why I always tell people wear sunscreen, cover up in the sun. Being out there letting the sun cook you like bacon don't make sense to me. That's how your skin end up looking like an old Coach bag. Don't do it. Don't do it. This is why I tell y'all to protect yourselves when you go outside. I'm not saying don't get no sun. Like me personally, I love the suntan. I do love to tan, but do I tan every day? No. Do I tan every week? No. I love a good suntan. Don't get me wrong, but anytime I'm out there in the sun, I am going to have sunscreen on. And once I get enough of a little tint on me that I like, I'm good. I don't need to keep doing that shit. Real talk. I don't need to keep doing that. Y'all better learn to wear some fucking spray tanner and call it a day. That tanning is going to take you down. You'll end up having skin like RFK Jr. And his skin looks like an old Coach bag. You don't want that for yourself. I'm trying to help y'all. I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to help you. Now, did y'all see Pam Bondi went to the she had to go for the Judiciary Committee hearing yesterday, and she refused to answer questions from Congress, oversight questions. I'm not surprised. Pam Bondi's a joke, okay? And she just gonna do Trump's bidding and she gonna do whatever Trump wants her to do. Oh yeah, she a child. Mm-hmm. She is a fake ass tough guy. But that's why post-Trump, every single one of these people that were complicit in this shit needs to be prosecuted. Every single one. See, the problem, honestly, Trump never would have gotten president again had the book been thrown at Trump after January 6th. America was too tame about its response to a fucking coup attempt. That was crazy to me. To watch America act like, well, they tried, but they didn't succeed, so it doesn't matter. No, it fucking matters. Because if they don't succeed the first time, then they work really hard to try to make it happen a second time. Hell, you're witnessing a coup right now with your government. It's just in slow motion. It's not a one-day coup. They're going to do this shit over the next 4 years. That's what Project 2025 is all about. Taking over your government and destroying it from the inside out. That's what it's about. That is what it is about. Y'all need to pay attention to that. This is about destroying it and then building it back up on your back, the backs of you and your children. And if you think you're poor now, well, you ain't seen nothing yet. If you think you're struggling now, you ain't seen nothing yet. Yeah, you're right, Bolsonaro, he tried a coup in Brazil and he's in jail. But see, remember, Trump was mad Brazil did that. Trump didn't want Brazil to hold him accountable. Why? Because America didn't hold him accountable. America didn't hold Trump accountable for that shit. They emboldened him. All because America wanted to hang on to this old school shit from Nixon when they didn't prosecute Nixon. They should have prosecuted his ass. Also, a Republican. A Republican Party is a deplorable ass party. See, it's not just Trump. I keep making it clear. It's the Republican Party. They use Trump as a distraction. Republican Congress took away your fucking health care. Republican Congress took away food assistance. Republican Congress took away housing assistance. The Republican Congress is ultimately the ones doing shit. See, because they know Trump is just doing EOs. EOs are not laws. They know that. But the shit that Congress passes, they're laws. They're laws. You better wake up. See, y'all get distracted by the EO. And why you're distracted by the EO, the House and the Senate are doing all the dirty shit behind closed doors. Like today, this is all the House is going to do today. Remember, you're paying these people $174,000 a year. This is all they're going to do today. I'm looking at the agenda of the House.gov, right? Because the government shut down. They should be negotiating all day. This is what they're going to do. At 3:02, the Speaker announced that the House, the Speaker is going to house that the House is going to adjourn. And well, this is what they did yesterday. All they did at 3:02, the Speaker of the House said they were going to adjourn, and the next meeting would be today. And then they did the Pledge of Allegiance, and that was it. They're not going to do shit today. Again, today, they're going to come in and they're not going to do nothing. They're not going to get any closer to a deal. Remember, I told y'all yesterday, listen, if you're traveling in airports, you need to be extremely careful. Why? Air traffic controllers are calling in sick. Why? They ain't getting paid. They're considered essential. You want them to go to work. You want them to work, but you don't want to pay them. Congress still getting paid. But yet the people that are supposed to keep you safe at airports, they not getting paid, and you expect them to work. Okay, good luck with that. I want to show y'all something else to see if y'all saw it yesterday, which is an indicator of it's a lot of bad things coming for America. And I don't know. Let me see if I can. Let me. And if you guys could tap that like button, tapping is clapping for me, please. I appreciate that, and hit that copy link button for me. Now, this graph I'm showing you up here, that's gold. Gold went sky high yesterday. Sky high. Gold crossed over $4,000 yesterday. Gold, right? And that's an indicator of something. Y'all need to pay attention because it is an indicator of something. Now, they say when gold starts spiking like this, it's never a good thing. And listen to what I'm gonna tell you. Certainly that weak dollar. It says this is the kind of rapid spike that only happened a few times in history and it never ended well. These are the times when gold shot sky high. Rome's crisis from 235 to 284 AD, the empire collapsed, right? Gold soared right before that. The Spanish Empire declined in the 1600s. Gold spiked right before that. The French Revolution, 1789, the monarchy was overthrown. Same thing. Germany, hyperinflation destroyed savings. The Bretton Woods collapse in 1971, with it, we had the dollar crisis, and gold soared 2,400%. The Soviet Union was dissolved in 91, and then the ruble collapsed. Every time gold soars, that means something bad coming. Something bad coming. Something bad coming. Because people with money that can afford to buy gold, they're buying that shit because they can't trust the dollar. Trump is, and the rumor is that Trump is purposefully trying to devalue and oppress the dollar so he can bring in his digital stuff, his digital currency, and use that as now America's currency. No, we good on that. And the funny thing is, if Trump tried to do it, Republican Congress would lay down for the shit. This is what I need to understand. I need y'all to understand. Your government wants this because all of them are rich. They make money. So Republicans are loving this shit. They're making money. Now, remember what I told y'all yesterday, though. Did y'all hear the news reports? Except one Republican. One Republican, and that's Marjorie Taylor Greene, right? Marjorie Taylor Greene has figured out this is not a train that she should board. Marjorie Taylor Greene said, that's a setup, that's a trap. I'm not going to do that. So what I'm going to do is go the opposite direction and talk about how expensive everything is and about how my party doesn't care. Now, a reporter asked Mike Johnson, asked the Speaker of the House, well, what do you think about Marjorie Taylor Greene's position on what do you think about her position on on all this stuff in relation to the budget and all this stuff happening and getting the government open? She says that Republicans aren't working for Americans. You know what Mike Johnson said? She don't know the issues. Now Marjorie Taylor Greene don't know the issues, but she know the issues when they're able to use her as an attack dog against everybody else. All of a sudden, Marjorie Taylor Greene knows the issues. Pay attention, y'all. Your health, and understand, if they peel back those subsidies for health insurance, your private insurance gonna go up too. Why not? Why wouldn't it go up? Who gonna stop it from going up? Who gonna stop? Ain't nobody. Government's not gonna stop it. If y'all expecting government to step in and stop all of this stuff from happening, it's not gonna happen. Your government is run by rich and powerful people. Rich and powerful people love to acquire shit. So to them, this is wonderful. You got a government shutdown. Your president is still building a $200 million ballroom in the White House. Your president said yesterday that if he don't like you, you might not get your back pay if you're a government employee. They'll take care of you in another way. Remember, I told you all those government employees that signed that DRP, September 30th was their last day. That was also when the funding ran out for government. So now those people are at home and they're not getting paid. They're not even getting what they were promised. They're not even getting what they were promised because the government's closed. Y'all think that that's an accident? So Republicans know what the fuck they doing. They don't want to pay you. Right now, I have been getting severance. I had been, but government closed, so I'm not going to get no more checks right now. I have been getting severance because I got pushed out of my government job. I worked for USAID. They pushed me out, right? They shut down our agency. And the thing is, with all of this stuff and everything that they're doing, they still aren't paying me technically what they're supposed to pay me. But there's nobody to advocate for us to get us our money. The government basically shook us down and basically said, fuck you, get out, and you're going to take whatever money we give you because you ain't got no choice. That's basically what happened. That's basically what's happening to government employees all across America. And the saddest part is some government employees voted for the shit. There were government employees who voted for Donald Trump, thinking they would be okay. Those are the ones that I laugh at the most because they're not okay. They're not okay. Y'all also, listen, you better check on the people that you know, that you care about. Make sure they're good. Make sure they got enough food. Real talk. Make sure they have enough food. Make sure they got lights, gas, water. Real talk. Because you're only at the beginning of this. Trump ain't even been in office a year yet. You ain't even at the beginning of this shit. Okay? Check on people that you know and that you care about and make sure they're good. Especially folks on a fixed income. Because there is no more money. Only money you get is the money you get. You say she made her bed. I give her for trying, but stop. But yeah, I agree with you, Tracy. I agree with you. I agree. I give her credit for saying this stuff, but I still don't trust Marjorie Taylor Greene. And I still wouldn't vote for Marjorie Taylor Greene. You understand? I wouldn't vote for her. Because at the end of it all, she'll still turn on you like milk in a hot car. You understand? She'll still turn on you. You still cannot trust her. That's the thing that you always have to be mindful of. You cannot trust Marjorie Taylor Greene. The only person she's loyal to is herself, as is evident with her going in this direction now. And that's a fact. That is evident as is her going in this direction. Look, I see somebody looking at the incense, so the air freshener, so just in case. Listen, here they go right here in case. Look, TikTok trying to say, you don't have them in the live. They're in the live right here. Sweater season smells like creed. Don't buy it if you don't need it. Save your money. But if you're looking at getting your stuff to smell good, these are great. And they got the refill things too, so you don't have to keep buying them. You can just refill the stuff and put it back in the containers and keep using your air freshener over and over and over again. It takes a lot to stand up and speak out against your own party. It does. It does. It does. It does. It takes a lot. It does, but it doesn't. Because my thing is this. Who voted you into office? It wasn't your party. It was the constituents of your district. Those are the people that you should be loyal to over everybody. Over everybody. Because the people in your district voted for you to do a job. Thank you, Rodney. I appreciate that. Let me know what you think about that sweater season, Rodney. I'm telling you, that sweater season smells like Creed. I am telling you, that sweater season smells like Creed. Real talk. Now, I haven't tried to put any behind my ears, but it does smell like Creed. I ain't lying about that. I ain't lying about that. It does smell like Creed to me. That's what it reminds me of. It doesn't. They would just pass a resolution so she can't speak on the floor. Facts. They'll do everything possible to keep Marjorie Taylor Greene quiet. Everything. But I am of the mindset that Democrats need to keep this government closed as long as they possibly can. Because if they compromise with conservatives, what's going to happen is conservatives are going to just continue to do what they want to do, and they're going to take your health care and then blame it on somebody else, because that's what Republicans do. They never take accountability. They never take accountability for nothing. They always pretend and lie. Oh, that's just what they do. That's expected. You should expect that from the Republican Party. I know I do. That's not new to me. But the other piece of that is, hold on, I just saw a report on something, and I'm like, come on, are you serious? Okay, y'all, I just read this story. This is crazy. Okay, y'all remember when Donald Trump went over to have that state visit at Windsor Castle, and he stayed overnight at Windsor Castle? Do y'all remember that? Okay, so apparently when he stayed there, he left the suite filthy, which he left it in disgusting condition, according to they had takeout boxes in there, tanning sprays and hair products everywhere. The bathroom was littered with bottles, the sink stained, and his bed sheets had been completely orange from whatever he uses. People were horrified. Now, of course, Trump administration said they didn't leave anything there. Okay. I, I I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. He is a train wreck. Trump is a train wreck. He is. And listen, if y'all want to be clear about the lies that are being told to you, not just now, but all the lies that have always been told to you, listen to the Straight No Chaser podcast. The new episode pops today. It's going to be on Patreon, Spotify, or YouTube. You can find it in any one of those places. And you need to listen to that podcast. Real talk. You need to listen to it. You need to listen to it so you can understand that we are in a bad way only because at the end of the day, Republicans won't do their jobs. That's ultimately, y'all, why we're here. We're here because Republicans refuse to do their jobs. And until Republicans decide to step up and do right by the American people, nothing is going to change. Nothing. I guarantee you cash money on that. Nothing will change. Because everything is about that. Folks, it's a cash cow in Washington right now. Washington don't care about working for you. Washington doesn't care about that. Washington is laser focused on making money because that shit is working for them right now. Okay? It's working for them right now. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Too much? Too much? Okay. That was some. So I thank you all for joining me. I will be back on live this afternoon at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I appreciate you being here. Look, we got 67,000 likes this morning and 19 shares. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. We're going to start our Uncensored Live. We're going to be over there for about a half hour this morning. Our Uncensored Live over on Patreon. That's going to start at 10:30. The link is in my profile. If you're, oh, see, I can't, TikTok doesn't show me all of it. So it was 153 shares. Thank you all so much. Yeah, TikTok stopped counting them at 19 for me. So I couldn't see them. Yeah, TikTok be acting funny. They be acting funny. But at 10:30, which is in 9 minutes, I'm gonna heat up my I want me some warm tea in addition to this cool tea that I have. So, oh, thank you all so much, Rodney. I appreciate it. I think it was I'm not sure who the other person was who picked them up. I think it was Zarvis or somebody else. Thank you all so much for picking up those air fresheners. Let me know how they work for you. Sincerely. Let me know how they work. Real talk. Y'all gonna see me do more TikTok shop things. Don't buy nothing you don't need. Don't buy shit just because you like me. I don't like me enough to buy shit I don't need. So you don't buy things you don't need either. Okay? It wasn't you, it was somebody else in here. Thank you so much, whoever that was. I appreciate you. So I will see you all at 10:30 for the Uncensored Live over on Patreon. I'll be there in a few minutes. And then I will be back on here live on TikTok, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay? I love you guys. I appreciate you being here. Don't forget to check out the Straight No Chaser podcast. It pops today at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. For those of you that are already Circle members and up on Patreon, you've had access since yesterday. I want you to share with me what lies you were told too. Put comments on that podcast and let a sister know, okay? I love you. I'll see you this afternoon live at 5. Have a beautiful and blessed day today. I'm going to tell you like I always tell you, don't let nobody live rent-free in your head. Don't feed no trolls. And you can accomplish anything you put your mind to as long as you stay consistent. Peace, everybody. I'll see you live at 5, and I'll see my Patreon members at 10:30. Love you. Have a beautiful and blessed day.